On this episode of Hey Hey Linda Purrs, Linda interviews singer-songwriter Waylon Hanel. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm usually doing my interviews from somewhere in Nashville, but not today. I came to Whitleyville, Tennessee, which is a lot of you know where Red Boiling Springs is. Well, it's east and south of Red Boiling Springs, kind of between I-40 and Red Boiling Springs, just to give you an idea where I am. And this is the Whitleyville Farms that they're having this music festival at. And I came out to see one person very special on my radar, and his name is Waylon Hanel.
Hello.
And you are from Michigan.
Yes, Millington, Michigan, just a little small town up there.
Yeah, so he's about 2 hours north of Detroit. So you're just way up in the North Country.
If anybody knows about Michigan, right here, right up here in the thumb.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it gives us. We need a little geography sometimes.
Yeah,
especially when
from
you're down.
Fifth grade, a little geography.
Yeah. So you started playing your music. And did this all start in Michigan? You start learning how to play the guitar?
Yes, it did. My mom and dad, they're actually at the show right now at the North Springs Music Festival,
I love
like
meeting
you mentioned. Them. And I'm so fortunate to have mom and dad like I do. You know, coming to all of my shows and all that kind of stuff. And where it started, like you just mentioned, they bought my first guitar for me when I was 15 years old. And I was just about to turn 16 in January, and January 17th. If anybody wants to buy me a birthday
January
gift.
17th, we'll have a birthday party. I'll do it. My little show I do. We'll do an honorary birthday party, whether you're there or not. Okay.
I'm in, man. And so that Christmas before my birthday, when I was 15, they bought me an acoustic guitar, no electric, just acoustic, and it was a Yamaha 335.
Okay.
And I still remember it because it means that much to me. And every time I go home, I play that guitar. And they bought that for me for Christmas, and I didn't know how to play. I knew what a guitar was, but I didn't know anything about it, you know. And
were you exhibiting some musical interest at the time? Like, could you sing or something? Or
not
they
really.
Just bought it out of the blue for you?
So when I was growing up in Millington, Michigan, and before we moved to Millington, we lived in Mount Morris, Clio area. And me and my brother Landon, we went to school of choice. It was in Flushing. And my mom, she graduated from there. And so we grew up, me and my dad, Landon, and mom, we grew up coon hunting, all them cornfields and all that, listening to Ray Scott, Hank Williams Jr., Waylon Jennings, blaring in the CD player, you know, before the Bluetooth. And I'm old enough but young enough to remember no Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And it was a good day, good time. And you know, I remember when Dad would shoot a couple coons out of the tree, and he'd go, "Hey, get the truck and bring it up here." And me and Landon, my brother, we would go to the truck and put that Hank Williams Jr. CD or Ray Scott and just blare it right up and do a couple donuts in the field before we got to Dad, because it was about a mile away, you know. And because he never knew, he'd always go, "Hey, what are them corn stalks doing?"
I don't know. It felt wind.
Exactly, that must have blown in there. But so music really, it had a big impact on me. It really influenced my life, and I grew up listening to good country music. When I say good, the old guys, you know, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Ed Bruce, you know, like all them good guys. And I always wanted to play guitar, but nobody in my family was ever, when I say into music, they were, but they were never like into playing music. You know, I grew up with a family of farmers, carpenters, and hunters. So music was what they did after they did all their things that they enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I want to try it. You know, I just had an interest and I wanted to do it. So I asked Mom and Dad for a guitar when I was 12 or 13, and they told me no. And I didn't figure out the answer until later. They said, well, he breaks everything he touches, you know, and sometimes it's still a true statement. So afterwards, 2 or 3 years down the road, they finally bought me one when I was 15, about to turn 16. And I taught myself off YouTube, just chords and all that.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool learning by yourself, because you have nobody telling you what not to do.
Right.
because you're the
Right.
only person. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Oh, I like that. So
Uh-huh.
I was on free range, ready to go, and
Mhm.
so I taught myself how to play. Within 2 or 3 months, I learned my first song, and it was "Walk the Line," Johnny Cash. That was my first
Right.
song, and from there, my mom, she goes, "Hey, you should try to sing." And I didn't want to sing. I was a guitar player. That's what I wanted to be. Break it out at the bonfire once in a while. That's all I wanted to do. And she goes, "Well, okay." And when I say she says okay, it's kind of weird for my mother.
Uh-huh.
She
Letting it
usually,
lay.
yeah, I'm like, there's something going on.
Uh-huh.
There's something really weird going on. So she went to work at Genesis, the hospital in Grambling, Michigan.
Is she like a nurse? Or?
Yeah, she worked in the NICU unit with babies.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Uh-huh.
And anyway, I came home from school because I was 15 at the time and rode the bus home. I went to my room with my guitar in the corner. That guitar was not in the corner, nowhere to be found. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
what's going on? I said, I must have pissed her off.
Oh. Uh-oh.
And so I called her. And surprisingly, she answered because, being at a
Yeah.
demanding job, you can't answer the phone.
Right.
Well, she did. And I said, hey, where's my guitar? She goes, yeah, you're not getting it back until you try to sing click and put the phone down.
Whoa,
So I tried
tough love.
I know. So I tried to be a big boy and,
Not cry.
well, yeah, that too. I was holding back tears. Like, you're going to take away my favorite thing. So a month went by, a month. And, when you play guitar, you have the calluses on your fingers after playing.
Yeah.
They started wearing off.
Yeah.
And I just worked so hard to learn all these songs and build them up. And I said, screw it. I'm going to sing. So I went upstairs and I said, Mom, I want my guitar. I'll try to sing. So she gave me my guitar back.
Wow.
She went in her room, in her closet somewhere. And I've looked in that closet. I don't know where she hid it. She must have had Dad cut the drywall and patch it back in because he's a carpenter,
Yeah.
And
We'll hide it good for
exactly. And so anyway, if she wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have been playing at the North Springs Music Festival. I wouldn't be talking to you in this dog right here.
Igor.
Igor.
My,
Hey, Igor.
by the way, this is my guitar player's dog. He's off on a cruise in Nova Scotia somewhere, but we love Igor. He comes and gets involved with everything.
He's a good old boy.
Yeah.
But seriously, man, if she wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have been doing any of the things I've been doing. And
Wow.
I think
I've never heard that kind of tough love for music before, like to take away thinking you better start singing.
Well, it was just, I don't know what she was thinking. And I know that kind of sounds funny to say.
But that's what was needed for you to learn how to sing.
And in a way, I've never sang before,
Uh-huh.
Not even in the shower,
Uh-huh.
And I've never done any of that. I wanted to pick guitar up and I wanted to strum a few chords and whatever. And she said, you should try to sing. And as soon as I started to, it took on a whole life of its own.
Wow.
And I thank God and my mom and my dad every day. I really do.
Yeah, for this, because it's a life you wouldn't have experienced. It's places you'd never be here in Whitleyville,
Exactly.
Tennessee. And once you start traveling, there's a bug to it.
There is, man.
Because it's like I always would go, I'm on a road, and especially today, I'm on a road I have never been on.
Yep.
There's something to me special about that, and that opens up a whole part of your life.
It does.
I mean, you have your music, but then you got this other part going on, and the people you meet. Like Dustin here at this festival. And tell me how you got to this festival from Michigan.
Yeah, so Dustin, DK is his nickname.
DK,
that's what they call him.
I didn't know that.
And it's kind of funny because up in Michigan, there's a kid younger that graduated with my brother Landon, and his name was DK.
That is
funny. Drew King was his name. Big shout out if you're hearing it.
Hey, Drew.
But yeah, and but Dustin, he goes, hey, he called me one day, or actually texted. He texted my Facebook page, and my mother, Momager is what she calls herself.
But how did he get hold of? I mean, how did he even know about you?
So he texted the Facebook page and got a hold of my mom.
Uh-huh.
And he heard about me through a magazine in Nashville, and said, hey, I love your sound. I love what you do. Can you play at this festival? And this was last year in the winter. We're like, dude, let's do it. And getting an opportunity to play a festival is unreal.
Yeah.
And a few months go by, and if anybody knows in the music industry, and even in trades, carpenters, plumbers, bricklayers, all that kind of stuff, every job starts blending together, so you kind of lose track of time and 3 months floats by. And Dustin, he sent back another message saying, "Hey, you still planning on coming?"
Uh-huh.
And it clicked. I went, "Oh my gosh, this is still the festival."
Yeah.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah.
And then it just spark knocked a whole thing of just excitement. I literally had goosebumps on the way here.
Oh,
And
wow.
and it's not nerves or nothing. It was just
just the
excitement.
excitement,
It was
yeah.
adrenaline, excitement. Dude, I get to share the stage with so many great artists,
Yeah.
including Ward Davis.
Yeah.
He wrote songs for Cody Jinks, one of
Uh-huh.
my idols. You got to be
Oh,
kidding me.
yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah, you
So-
never would have thought sitting up there north of Detroit that you'd be
Not at
down
all.
here at a festival.
Not at all.
And the connection, and I found doing some music myself, the connections from Nashville, they're a real thing, whether it's you're
They
a
are,
co-writer or doing festivals or doing songwriter rounds. They're just real people loving music,
They are,
and
man.
and things happen.
They do.
Things happen.
And you want to know what's funny? The first time I ever went to Nashville, it was when I recorded my first album. It was a self-titled EP, and I didn't know what to expect, And I came down to this town, and it was just like so many lights, so many things. I thought it was huge. You can't get around because of all the roads. But one person I met, his name's Alex Schofield, and I saw him play right at the Live Oak area, right there on Demumbrian Street. Is that how you pronounce it, Demumbrian? I used to pronounce it Demon Broad.
I know it's not that.
I think it's Demumbrian.
Yeah.
And anyway.
Yeah, I've been at that Oak Grove area.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, away from Broadway. That's what I like.
It's like Music Row.
Yes. Yeah. And he told me this town is a lot smaller than you think. And it kind of took me a few years. Everybody knows themselves. They know each other, they know themselves, and the word of mouth gets around. It's just like the town I grew up in Millington. If somebody has a baby, somebody gets married, people know about it the next day. And it's pretty cool to know that you can have a family down there. Yeah. You know what I mean? In the music realm.
Yeah. I know it's a magical place. I actually equate it to Disney World. You have Fantasyland and Tomorrowland.
I see what you mean.
And you have Frontierland. Well, Nashville, we got Musicland.
That's a good one. They should put that in their park.
I know.
Should.
And I do try to tell people it's not just country music down here. They got everything from blues to gospel is really big. They have punk music is really big there. It's just a recording capital.
It is. It is.
And you can run into all sorts of people, and you run into them.
You do.
You're just sitting there on Lower Broad, and you go, oh, he's just sitting there too.
Yep. Exactly.
And, well, I'm excited for your journey and all the things and all the future things that are going to go on for you. And I'm really glad I met up with you, and you're living up to your namesake because they named you after Waylon Jennings.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, Heidi and Jason Hanel.
Yeah. So they had something in the back. They knew there was something going to be about you, and to get you on your journey there.
Well, I hope so.
Now I want to know, how can people get hold of you?
Yeah. So if you follow all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok especially, you just type in the name Waylon Hanel, WaylonHanel, and music afterwards. You can hear all my songs on there, especially on Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm on all of them. And go ahead and follow me on, especially, the socials, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And I post every day, even including not music, just what I do throughout the day.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun, man.
I know. Well, I'm glad we hooked up, and
Me too.
And we're not stopping here, folks. We're going to hear 2 songs from Waylon, and I'm looking forward to that. So we'll get set up for that and do that in a minute. Thanks so much for coming out here in the middle of the field doing an interview. Woo!
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody, and Linda, thank you again for having me. My name is Waylon Hanel, and this right here is my brand new single that just came out October 4th of this year. It's called Keith Whitley Blue. I hope you guys like it. I need more Jack Daniels whiskey, Camel cigarettes. They can't hurt my body no more than they did when she left. Kinda figured out that things ain't never gonna be alright. What killed them country singers, man's been stalking me tonight. When I turn up the bottle, pass out on the floor, I wake up with my boots on and I'm ready for some more. I'd like to put light-speed brakes on, babe, there ain't nothing I can do. You see, I'm Hank Williams lonesome and I'm Keith Whitley blue. Black Widow's got me caught up in her well, and it don't matter what I do, I can't free myself. Cheating hard will kill you, man, no matter what they say. And now I understand that song, he stopped loving her today. When I turn up the bottle, pass out on the floor, I wake up with my boots on and I'm ready for some more. I'd like to put light-speed brakes on, babe, there ain't nothing I can do. You see, I'm Hank Williams lonesome and I'm Keith Whitley blue. Girl, I'm Hank Williams lonesome and I'm Keith Whitley blue. But this next song I'm gonna play for you is it's a song coming off my new album entitled Don't Mess With My Country, November 29th, right during gun season, if anybody hunts. And I love this song, man. It's talking about a little town in Texas called Paradise, and maybe you guys found your little piece of paradise. And the song goes like this. I've got a Bible, I read it now and then, and I talk to God from time to time. I believe there's a heaven, pretty sure there's a hell, and a place that they all call paradise. If you're driving north out of that cow town on 287 for a while, about 50 miles down that road is a place that they all call paradise. And you won't see no angels except the ones in blue jeans cruising town on a Saturday night. And there ain't much to do here, but hey, that's alright. You can tell all your friends you've been to paradise. You can also watch the cars go by. You can have you a cold one at the Paradise Tavern. Tell them all about the big one that got away. Then later that night, sing songs around a campfire one or two of Jared Jeffs, maybe one from George Strait. And you won't see no angels, except the ones in blue jeans cruising town on a Saturday night. And the rain must do here, but hey, that's alright. You can tell all your friends you've been to paradise. Come on. Someday I'll walk through those pearly gates, and I'll buy Jesus a beer. But until then, I've got my piece of heaven waiting for me right here. We've got honky-tonk angels who wear faded blue jeans and raise hell on Saturday night. And the rain must do here, but hey, that's alright. I can tell all my friends I'm right here in paradise. I can tell all my friends I'm waiting right here in paradise. Yeah, I'm doing fine right here in Paradise, Texas. Thank you guys so much.
This episode of Hey Hey Linda Purrs is sponsored by Come on down to Grandpa's Music at 1033 Park Street in Westmoreland. Live bluegrass, country, and gospel music every Saturday night. Shows start at 6 p.m. and admission is $8. First Fridays we feature karaoke and Grandpa's Music Jam Session 10 to 2 p.m. on the second and fourth Tuesday. New and seasoned musicians are always welcome for music lessons, so bring the whole family. Grandpa's Music at 1033 Park Street in Westmoreland.